Okay, so we're recording to the cloud and we're live on our YouTube station and it's 6:59. So if you want to wait till 7, Joe, you're good to go.
Okay, can I go now or wait?
You have to just wait till whatever, my computer says 6:59, so I would just wait till 7 because that's the official time.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself. Sean, when you're ready to go, I'll share, just tell me to share the screen and I'll unlock it for you.
Thanks, Sharon.
Okay.
Joe, it's 7 o'clock.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Joe Hanna. I'm the acting chairman of the Zoning Board of Appeals tonight. We'll hold the meeting, virtual meeting, to hear the following applications. 1020, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023 for the agenda tonight. Before we go into the agenda, I would like to seat Commissioners Roos and DeLucia. They're going to be the voting commissioners instead of Mr. Moore and Mr. Jowdy. I would like to go explain a little bit how the hearing go. Is we'll hear each application and we'll close it and we'll vote in it after, and then once we hear the application, each will ask the question if anybody in support or anybody in opposition, and the applicant have the right to rebut the any opposition. Well, right now I need a motion to hear.
Excuse me, Mr. Hanna. Excuse me, Mr. Hanna, would you do a roll call, please?
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Is Mr. Michael Sibbett?
Here.
Mr. DeLucia?
Present.
Mr. Rick Roos?
Here.
And I'm Johanna, I'm here, and Mr. Rivas.
Present.
So
Thank you.
all in attendance.
Thank you. And Mr. Hanna,
I would
the
like
voting,
to, go ahead.
Mr. Hanna, the voting will be by roll call?
The voting.
All of the,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I have a motion to hear the applications 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023?
I make a motion to hear the following applications this evening: 20-20, 20-21, 20-22, and 20-23.
I second that motion.
All in approve?
Aye. Aye.
Yeah,
Aye.
aye, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, 2020, Cavaliero Jose, 125 Stadley Rough Road. Section 4A3, reduced detached accessory side yard from 15 feet to 0.5 feet for existing canopy with covered roof over concrete. And section 8A to C for allow retaining wall less than 5 feet from property line. We'll go into discussion. I need a motion to open the, to hear 2020.
I make a motion that we hear application 20-20 Caravallo Jose, 125 Stally Rough Road, K06030, RA 40 zone.
I
Second.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Who is here to speak for the 2020 tonight? The applicant? Can we hear from the applicant?
Carol's wife.
Can you just identify yourself for the record so we have it again? Thank you.
Christina Carviero, owner of the property.
Okay. All right, can you explain for us what the,
Well, when we bought the property, this cabana was there. So we just moved it over because we're planning on putting an in-ground pool sometime. So to give us some space, we just placed it there.
but you built the wall, right?
Yes,
Did you have permit for building a wall there?
No, you never take a permit because in the beginning, we supposed to do a stone wall.
Can you please state your name and who you are, what you are?
Jose Caballero.
Okay. And then, okay, now you can speak. I like to know if you have permit or not. If the
No,
wall,
because I asked him, I went to the town and asked if I need a permit for that. Because in the beginning, I'm supposed to do a stone wall, 2 feet, no more than 2 feet high. Then I don't have a time to do the wall because the mister, it's the winter time. Then I decided to do a concrete, then do the stone veneer after. I was thinking the same thing, I never thought if you do a concrete, you have to do the 5 feet away from the other property. Because I'm gonna do a stone veneer, it's gonna be a stone wall either way, so I don't know, I need to go 5 feet.
how high the wall? The highest point of the wall, how high?
The height, the deepest point is like 4 feet. The wall is like 200 feet long. It's on the last 20 feet is like 4 feet. The rest of the wall is like 18 to 24 inches.
But I was there and I look at the wall, it looked like it's pretty high. And it's any wall over 3 feet in height must be engineering wall. You know that?
Yeah, I don't know because I was supposed to do a stone wall. I was thinking the same, going to be the same. So I guess not.
Even a stone wall must be engineering wall, must be engineer design. You have to build it to engineering design any wall after 3 feet in height. You don't have all that.
No.
All right. The second question I have for you is that canopy is engineered design to carry any snow or whatever, or it look like made from aluminum or plastic, isn't it?
It's aluminum.
Aluminum. But it's capable to carry the weight in the snow in the winter time?
Yes.
How you know?
because you gotta lift it up with the crane.
It's very heavy, so it's
Okay,
very
I
heavy cover. And when I bought the property, it's already here, so,
Did you put the pool in too?
excuse me?
Is the pool in?
No, not yet.
Okay, so
We're thinking doing the pool, so this is why I need a space for the pool.
okay. I leave for the members to whoever have any questions?
What's the hardship?
Excuse me?
What's the hardship?
Oh. Okay. Mr. Cavaliero, you need to answer the hardship. What kind of hardship you have there?
Hardship, what do you mean hardship?
Excuse me?
It's concrete.
The concrete, the hardship?
What's a hardship?
The hardship means why we should approve for you unless you have a hardship.
Mr. Chairman, just real quick. So what you need to do is explain to us what, number one, why does the canopy or the structure have to go in that location? And two, why you needed to build a concrete retaining wall within 5 feet? What were the reasons? Was it with what was the special reason that made you do that? What kind of hardship were you in?
Oh, because when I went to the town, they told me I can do it right in the property, the stone wall. Because in the end, I never know they're gonna be the high, so like 3-4 feet high. So the rest of the wall is like 20 feet, 20 inches, 2 feet. Just the deep end is more higher. So
that's why you moved it over
Yeah.
there to give space for the pool.
Yeah.
Do you think this is easy?
so that's why I move it to do the pool.
So you additionally started out to build the stone wall, but due to the topography, it ended up being a retaining wall.
Yeah, now I'm gonna be I'm gonna to do a veneer stone now.
So what's the hardship?
Because you need a space for the pool.
I need a space for the pool.
Yeah, but seems to be is a very big space over there. I don't know what you need the pool. The pool gonna be next to the to that area you built over there, right?
It's up to two.
Yeah, I got the septic there back there. The
The well, because you need to have the pool.
You're gonna build the pool next to the
company.
yeah, right?
It's gonna be like 15 feet away from the company.
Okay. So why you need this area so big?
Because I don't want to put the company on top of the pool. The pool.
You don't want to put it in the middle.
Yeah, but you can make it smaller. You don't have to put it on top of the pool. Right?
You can't make the cabana smaller because it's existing. So how are you gonna put the cabana smaller? And the reason we put the cabana there, because we don't want it in the middle of the yard. If we're gonna put a swimming pool,
You're supposed to buy the cabana for the right size you need.
I already said the cabana was already there, so we didn't want to throw it out when we first bought the property.
The cabana wasn't there.
Yes, it was.
How you build the wall then? How you fill up that area?
Yes, that we built the wall, but the cabana was there when we purchased it, so we didn't want it to go to waste.
Can I say something? I understand that the cabana was there and you didn't want to get rid of it. But I think what the commission is trying to state is that you could have put it somewhere else. The zoning regulations say that you cannot have it within 5 feet of the property line. So that's what we're trying to state, is that it could have been put somewhere else.
Well, when my husband went to, my husband was saying, when he went to town hall, because he was gonna do the wall, right?
Yeah, the wall, the
The
stone
wall,
wall.
the stone wall, they said that you can do it as close as to the property. So he figured that he could do that too,
With concrete, with
with concrete. Because he did get informed when he was planning on doing the stone.
Because
Wall.
it's got a 2 feet wall. It's not it's 2 feet wall, you know?
Who
Is there-
said that? You say you don't get permit. Who said that you can build the wall to the line?
The town. I don't know when I went to the town to ask.
Didn't the town tell you you need a permit to put the wall?
No, because you are 2 feet high. A stone wall.
Yeah, but you still need a permit to build the wall. Especially if you're gonna excavate to the half feet from the line of the property.
Right,
You
well,
need, you need,
So what am I supposed to do now then?
through the chair real quick. I think the gentleman started building a stone wall, you know, on grade, which you can do. It's just a landscaping thing for us. And it ended up turning into a retaining wall. And then the canopy was on the property somewhere, like
Yes.
Commissioner Rivas said, and they moved it to this
Yes.
location. So
Yes.
those are the two conditions that existed. So it's where he started building it as a stone wall and it turned into a retaining wall because of the
Yes.
Now, my question to the applicants, could this just be a wall or does it have to be a retaining wall? Or is it already started where it has become a retaining wall and you cannot revert back?
It's already retaining wall, no?
No, I don't know, non sé qué que chamar.
No, ele está apontado.
So now it's a retaining wall because,
Yes.
you know, it's,
Yes, it is a retaining wall right now.
Uh, there's the
I think
dilemma.
he's building a retaining wall right from the beginning because he have a plan to put the tent over there, whatever it is.
no, I never have a plan. I have after do the wall. I was thinking, so I move the company over there. That's all. I want to build the wall just to make the lot more level.
Right.
That's why I make.
When you make
Then I
the
move
lot-
the company that side to make the because the company before is right where the pool is going to be now.
Sean, did he have permit for this work or what happened? Did he talk to the city?
He might have talked to the city about putting a stone wall up or a fence up, and the response would be, as long as you're not cutting or filling within 5 feet of the property line. And like I said, I mean, you can always pause a question the way you want. I think like it's the development, through him doing this stone wall that he wanted to do, it turned into a retaining wall because of the topography. And then because of the potential plan to build a pool, he moved the canopy over to this side of the lot. So he's
Correct.
not meeting the 15 feet on the canopy, and the wall grew from a stone wall and turned into, through the development process, up to a retaining wall, which does require the ZBA's approval.
Okay, any other questions from the board?
Yes, I have one. So I want to make sure that I understand this. The canopy was already there when you purchased the home,
Yes.
but you
The lot. We purchased the lot. We built the house.
Okay, and you relocated the canopy?
Yes, because it
Yes.
was in the middle of, in the middle.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? Anybody in support this application? Anybody in opposition? Can I have a motion to close the hearing for that application?
I make a motion that we close the application for 2020.
I second.
All in favor?
Excuse me.
Aye.
Excuse me. Who
Aye.
seconded?
I believe it was Peter
Mr. Hannah.
DeLucia second.
Thank you.
All in favor, right?
Aye.
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 We're gonna vote in each application right away, or we're gonna leave them at the end?
It's up to you, Mr. Hannah.
The chair.
Okay. All right, we'll go to the next one. 2021.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, Sean, you need the screen Share on now?
Excuse me?
No, not for Main Street. That'd be pretty much that's the pharmacy, so we should be fine.
Okay, just give me a heads up.
Yep.
2021 is 345 Main Street, right? Correct?
Correct.
LLC allow the existing drive-through window to be used only for the dispensing of prescription drugs, medicine, and medical supplies by a pharmacy duly licensed pursuant to Chapter 400J of the Connecticut General Status. Can I have a motion to hear 2021?
I make a motion to hear the application 20-2021, 345 Main Street.
Any second?
Second.
All in favors?
Aye.
Aye.
Excuse me, Mr. Hannah. Excuse me, Mr. Hannah. I cannot tell who is seconding these. So if the person would identify themselves, that would help me a great
I
deal. I
want
wouldn't
Rivers
interrupt you.
second. Mayor.
Mr. Rivers,
Thank you,
second.
Juan. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay, can we have the representative of 345 Main Street present his application?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, everybody. My name's Tom Beecher, and I represent 345 Main Street LLC, which owns the subject property, and also Main Street Pharmacy, which is the new tenant in this building. Here on this Zoom meeting tonight is Dr. Jack Young, and he's the owner of Main Street Pharmacy. Dr. Young is also a licensed pharmacist in the state of Connecticut. I want to start by explaining to you that before we filed this application, I had extensive conversations with Sean Hardy about this application and how we would keep it very narrow, a very narrow variance. After we filed the application, we received some additional helpful input from the planning department. And after that, I filed our amended letter and our amended application. The portion of 345 main building where Main Street Pharmacy will be located is the northernmost portion of the 345 Main Street building, which is a long building with a number of units in it. I think if you look at the Google photo that I gave you with the application, you'll all immediately recognize this particular location and this particular spot in this building. This space was previously occupied by Sikorsky Credit Union Bank. My client purchased this particular property in 1999. And Sikorsky was already a tenant in that building at the time and already had the existing drive-through window. Main Street Pharmacy has been located at 151 Main Street in Danbury on the corner of Keeler for a number of years. However, this new location at 345 Main Street offers a better commercial space for Dr. Young and Main Street Pharmacy. And it also has on-site parking, which is an important factor. Obviously, it's Dr. Young's hope that Main Street Pharmacy can also utilize the drive-through window at 345 Main strictly for prescriptions and medicine. Dr. Young has submitted floor plans to the State of Connecticut Commission of Pharmacy, which is a division of the Department of Consumer Protection, which is in charge of approving licensing for this particular location. That review by the Pharmacy Commission is going to occur next week. So we are hopeful that the drive-through window can be part of that final review. Let me talk a little bit about the drive-through layout inside this building space. When it was a bank, the drive-through window was located in the teller area. Opposite the drive-through, inside the bank, there would have been a customer counter. And between the inside customer counter and the drive-through window is the teller area. No bank customers would come behind that inside customer counter in any of that space between the customer counter and the drive-through window. Dr. Young's setup will be exactly the same. The drive-through window will be in the pharmacist area. Only pharmacy personnel will be behind the pharmacy inside counter, and they will operate the window. The small general public area is on the other side of a pharmacy customer counter opposite the window. The pharmacy area and the drive-through window are therefore isolated from the portion of the store where there is more general merchandise. And that in part is for security, both when it was a bank as well as for a pharmacy. There's security reasons for a pharmacy to have a degree of isolation and separation. The customer area and general merchandise section of the pharmacy in this particular location is small. It's only 735 square feet. Half of the space will be the space that's the pharmacy section, which is behind the customer counter. Even before this pandemic, a drive-through for a pharmacy was and is an important convenience for everyone, particularly senior citizens, but for everyone. Whether a drive-through window for a pharmacy becomes even more important now in this post-COVID era, I don't know, but it is a convenient amenity for people. The property itself is 1.5 acres and it has over 90 parking spaces, including 15 that are very conveniently located near the rear entrance for the pharmacy. In terms of vehicle circulation, there's a clearly marked entrance to this property at the south end of this property next to the Bank of America property. There is a sign that clearly states its entrance, and the pavement has a painted inbound arrow for that entrance to the property. A driveway aisle runs parallel to the back of the building, and as you round the building, a sign will indicate the drive-through lane is for prescription pickup only. And according to Dr. Young, who has previously worked at pharmacies with drive-throughs, the average number of customers using the window is 3 or 4 an hour. Obviously, you are going to have upticks at certain periods of time during the day, but that's the average. There are 2 exit driveways onto Main Street from this particular property. There is a sign that clearly states exit. One lane is strictly for the drive-through and will be clearly marked, as I said. The pavement also has a painted outbound arrow. The other exit driveway is for others exiting this property who aren't going through the drive-through lane. You should, and you probably have noticed this if you drive on Main quite a bit. The old rundown auto repair facility that was behind the gas station next door has been torn down. So that in and of itself already will reduce activity between these 2 properties, 345 Main and the gas station.
Okay.
When people are exiting from the drive-through driveway, there are in fact 4 car lengths of space between the traffic light and the drive-through exit. From the traffic light back queuing area. My client, the managing partner of 345 Main Street LLC, who's been involved with this building for 21 years, told me that there has never been any accidents with any cars leaving those driveways from this particular property. So this property is located in the CBD downtown commercial business zone. And section 5F3C, which we're seeking to vary tonight, of those CBD regulations states, no restaurant, including fast food restaurants, and no retail store or shop may be accessed by a drive-in or drive-through facility or use by which food, beverages, or products are dispensed to patrons within motor vehicles. Now, in the CA80 commercial zone, that regulation language is similar in that particular zone. But in the CA80 regulation, it specifically exempts the following, quote, the delivery of drugs by a pharmacy duly licensed pursuant to chapter 400J of the Connecticut General Statutes, close quote. That's all we're asking for in this variance, to be able to use this existing drive-through facility in this building, in the CBD zone, for that exact limited purpose. The problem is that the regulation seems to pertain to a retail store or shop, but the language does include the word products. Arguably, the dispensing of prescription drugs and medical supplies by a pharmacy for pickup by its customers is not a classic retail store or shop. It's not that type of operation. I mean, a pharmacy is really a healthcare operation where medicine is compounded and dispensed. In any event, the CBD regulations don't have that same specific exemption for pharmacies, which is an unfortunate inconsistency for a very narrow use in between these two commercial zones. So that's why we're here. As I said, we are seeking a variance very narrowly limited to just the following as we stated in the application. To grant a variance of this section 5F3C to allow the drive-through window to be used only for the dispensing of prescription drugs, medicine, and medical supplies by a pharmacy duly licensed pursuant to Chapter 400J of the Connecticut General Statutes. This limited variance would not be of any use to any restaurant or classic retail store or shop down the road that might occupy this space in the future. This variance is simply consistent with the exemption already allowed for a pharmacy in the CA80 zone. This variance merely provides this existing window at this specific location with the same very narrow exemption as allowed in the CA80 zone. If you grant this variance, it does not open the door to allow any occupant of this building to use the drive-through window for any other purpose. Only the pharmacy and only for dispensing prescriptions and medical supplies. That's all pursuant to what we've asked for. It doesn't open the door for anything else, with the exception of a bank could come back someday. That's a totally different story, but it doesn't, very limited. It would be only for a pharmacy. It has to be run by a pharmacy. It has to be a pharmacy that's duly licensed with the state of Connecticut. As part of those requirements, there has to be a duly licensed pharmacist as the operator of the pharmacy. I think that's all we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Beecher. Can you tell us what's the hardship?
It's in the regulations. You've got a pre-existing window and you've got an inconsistency between commercial zones. So that would be the hardship.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
I have a question, Mr. Beecher. I understand that you indicated that there's signage and markings at both entrances and exits. I know that the exit is also parallel with the Citgo gas station, and my concern is that traffic from the gas station as well as traffic from the pharmacy exiting while people attempting possibly to enter through the exit of the pharmacy. Is there any way where either Mr. Young or the owner of the property can emphasize signage or markings to indicate that this is a one-way traffic, and being that there's no curbing either to separate both properties, that there could be signage, an emphasis on signage and markings indicating that this is an exit only for the pharmacy and an entrance at the other end of the property?
I just want to be sure I understand your question. There already is signage on each driveway. So on the southern end by the Bank of America, it says entrance, and the arrow on the pavement is inbound only. As you're coming out on the opposite side, there's two driveways. One is for the drive-through, and that also has a sign that says exit. And I think you can see it in the photo that I gave you. And it also has a yellow painted exit arrow on the pavement. In terms of the neighboring property, they have two driveways themselves. There is a retaining wall that separates our property. It doesn't run the whole distance. It's towards the rear.
See that in the
There is
picture.
retaining wall that's separate. There is some degree of separation. I can tell you from driving north on Main almost daily, and in fact, going in the Citgo once in a while, people typically enter the Citgo before the light. They use that as an entry driveway, that southernmost Citgo driveway. And then when they exit, they go out the northerly one on the other side of the light, because then they can avoid the light. They can also get in, and they go north on Main. So I don't think it's a problem. And when I was talking to my client, the property owner, he indicated that it has worked for 21 years as far as he's aware. And quite frankly, you have 100 times more people trying to get out of the Dunkin' Donuts further north on Main at the corner of North Street. And again, people let those people in. I can tell you that because I drive that all the time too. So I don't think it's an issue, but it's covered. And in terms of the signage, we would be putting up a sign about the prescriptions only for the drive-through inside as going through the drive aisle in the back of the building to get to the drive aisle. I hope that answers your question.
Okay.
Any more questions from the board? Any opposition to that application? Anybody in favor for the application? Okay, I would like a motion to close 2021 345 Main Street.
Mr.
Take a
Chairman,
motion to close the hearing. Oh,
Mr. Chairman, real quick, I recommend, whichever way the board goes, with it closes its hearing and it goes into consultation, the italicized portion of Mr. Beecher's page 2 would be, if you chose to go with the approval, would be the approval language we'd like to have read in, because it has been designed specifically for this reason, to allow something like this in here, and it's reflective of the CA80 zone. So just to bring it to your point, that italicized portion on page 2 is pretty much what we've been discussing, as far as if you were so inclined to go on the positive.
I would agree with that.
Okay, any motion to close?
I make a motion to close the hearing for 20-21 345 Main Street.
Any second?
Second that. Juan Rivas.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Oh, passed unanimously. Okay, we move to 2023. The Bassler Christopher, no, 2022. Bassler, Christopher, and Deborah, 10 Snug Harbor Drive, RA 20 zone, reduced minimum side yard setback from 6 feet to 3.5 feet for detached garage. Can I have the applicant present his case?
Hi, my name is Chris, and my wife Deb.
Hello.
Hi.
So we have a single car garage under our house, and we wanted to put a detached garage, a relatively small one. We have fairly limited space. So it's a 12 by 20 detached garage in the corner of our property. And basically we're just trying to maximize the turnaround space in the driveway and not have to remove a fairly mature tree. And so that's why we're asking for the variance to just move it over basically 2.5 feet closer to the sideline.
I had a question for you. Is your property the one on the left-hand side?
Yes.
Oh, I went there, but I have a hard time figuring out, but.
Oh, really? Because it's.
Well, because they have a whole bunch of mailboxes over there and.
Oh, so if you come back, oh, maybe you don't need to do this. but-
Anyway, I figured that's the one because one don't have any garages over there.
It's,
That's probably a good guess.
it's dark blue and has a lot of landscaping.
Okay, any question from the board?
How many bays are you gonna have for the garage?
It's a single bay.
It's a single bay?
Yeah.
It's the smallest garage you can fit a car in. I mean, it's really, we're tight on space here. We now know after living in Snug Harbor how snug it is.
Right, right. It's earned its name.
Yeah.
Any other question? Anybody in favor of the application? Anybody in opposition? All right. Can I have a motion to close?
I make a
20
motion to close 20 dash
Mr. DeLucia.
Bachelor, Christopher and Deborah, 10 Snug Harbor Drive.
I second that motion. Juan Rivas.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. Now we go to the last one, 2023, D. Almeida Mario, 34 Federal Road. K12-150 CG 20 zone, reduce minimum side yard setback from 20 feet to 5 feet. For proposed steps, reduce side yard setback from 20 feet to 7.4 feet. For proposed addition, all expansion of non-conforming structure for proposed addition. For the record, we have 3 letters of support for that application. Should I read them to the? I got a letter from Mr. Carmen Sire. My name is Carmen Sire, property owner for 74 James Street, Danbury, Connecticut. I have reviewed Mr. De Almeida plans that require the zoning regulation to be varied. I have no objection to the variance request. If you need to contact me, you can reach me at Carmen Sire, sincerely, 74 James Street, Danbury. I got another letter from Cordova Juan Emilio. My name, Cordova Juan Emilio. I am the property owner, 68 James Street. I have reviewed Mr. De Almeida plans that require the zoning regulation be varied. I have not objection to the variance request. If you need to contact me, you can reach me at 203-501-3452, Cordova Juan Emilio. The third letter is from, my name is Grandel Shelton D. I am the property owner, 72 James Street. I have reviewed Mr. De Almeida plans that require zoning regulation to be varied. I have not objected to variance request. You can reach me at 203-748-305. Grandel Shelton. All the letters read the same. 3 neighbors in the back from James Street. The property seems to be interior lot. And we like to hear from the applicant now what they're doing.
Good evening, Chairman Hanna, members of the commission. My name is Greg Brauneisen. I'm an attorney with an office 148 Deer Hill Avenue in Danbury. I'm before you tonight representing Mario De Almeida, the owner of 34 Federal Road in Danbury. where he operates a car wash business. I'm sure we've all driven by it many times or used, hopefully used the car wash. But what we're here tonight to seek variances for are a side yard setback and expansion of the non-conforming structure for the proposed addition. This structure has been here on the property since 1968. And it's been a non-conforming with the side yard setback from the way that it was constructed in 1968. We're proposing to do an addition. It intrudes slightly more into that setback for the side yard because of the way the property angles in from the back to the front, which is on Federal Road. Even with the proposed addition that we're seeking the variance for, the structure itself will only cover 11% of the property when 30% is allowed in that zone. So it's certainly not going to overbear on the property. The proposed addition is to modernize the car wash. It'll be more environmentally friendly and also allow for better ingress and egress for the customers and coming off the traffic on Federal Road. As Chairman Hanna read into the record, we have the support of letters from the neighbors. I've heard of no opposition. And we ask that you grant this variance tonight.
Can you show us the map for the whole area there? I went there, but I couldn't see what structure in the back.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand, Chairman.
Is that a way we can see the map on a computer now?
It was part of the package, right? There we go.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Okay.
I just did that.
Thank you, Sean.
I'm there for you.
You're the best, John. All right, so the owner, he is the owner of the the car wash and the structure in the back, all one property, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Proposed addition. So
The front right portion of the building, and
Correct.
then the staircase on the left side of the on the left side of the existing structure.
yeah. Okay. Any the
That's
questions?
better, Sean. Thank you.
I have a question. These proposed additions, they're just, are they cover for equipment, people? What exactly is the purpose of the additions?
Yeah, it's cover for the equipment, Chair, Mr. Rivas.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, I have one question is what's the hardship for that?
The hardship is the existing structure already intrudes into the setback, Chairman Hanna, and also that the lot angles in as you narrows as you get towards from back to front.
So you really go a little more non-conforming than less. You put in the stairs outside the building, correct? Outside.
Yeah, but I don't know if the stair, I don't even think, Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the stairs don't even need the variance unless they're covered, right?
Yeah, if they're open stairs and they're and there are means of egress, they wouldn't be required.
They will be or they won't be?
They won't be if they're open and they're means of egress. There's stairs.
So you willing to take the stairs out?
No. I think, no. We're saying only if they become covered.
Oh, only if they become covered. Okay, I have no further question. Anybody have more questions from the board? Anybody in opposition? Anybody in favor? I have a motion to close 2023.
I make a motion to close the hearing for application 20-23 on 34 Federal Road.
Second,
Second, Mike Sibbett.
Second.
second by Mike. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, have a motion to go on voting session.
I make a motion that we vote on applications 20-20, 20-21, 20-22, and 20-23.
I second that motion.
Rivas,
Rivas.
Mr. Rivas, second. Okay, any discussion about 2020?
Personally, I think the hardships were self-imposed. They elected to choose to relocate the canopy on the property. It wasn't originally located where it was. And that whole stone wall brings about its own set of issues as well.
I would like to concur with Mr. Ruse. The canopy could have been moved somewhere else. There's 2 acres of land. And the retaining wall, it started legally above grade, and then they started to dig and fill, and that's where it became illegal.
I concur.
Okay. Any motion?
I make a motion to deny the application 20-20. I don't have the particulars. Hang on a second.
Motion made, any second?
Second, Mike Sibbett.
Second by Mr. Sibbett. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion denied. Okay. 20-21, 345 Main Street.
This is the one. This is the pharmacy, right?
Yes.
I make a motion that we accept application 20-21 on the conditions.
You have to use the language that,
Excuse me. I make a motion to vote on 20-21, 345 Main Street, LLC, I-13028 C-CBD zone. I will make a motion to vote, and my recommendation is that we accept the application with the condition that we accept it with the language that was proposed only to be used for pharmacy use only and nothing else.
Second.
I'd like to add something to that too. I'm sorry. And can we also add to that this is contingent upon the acceptance and approval by the Division of Consumer Protection Agency that regulates pharmacies as well.
Second, Mike Sibbett.
Mr. Sibbett, second. Any, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed unanimously. We'll go to 2022.
Thank you.
Bachelor, Christopher, and Deborah.
I make a motion to accept application 20-22 due to the lot size and location of the driveway. It makes it difficult to locate it in any other position except for where it is. And this lot, the size of the lot is already pre-existing.
Can you add as per plan submitted?
I certainly can, per plan submitted.
Any second? Motion made. Any
Second. Mike Sibbett.
Second by Mr. Sibbett. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed unanimously. 2023, D. Almeida Mario, 34 Federal Road. Any discussion?
I make a motion to accept application 20-23, 34 Federal Road. The hardship is the shape of the lot. And it would be per plan submitted.
I
Motion
second.
made. Any second?
Pete.
Pete, Mr. Delucia, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed unanimously. Now I need a motion to close the hearing.
I make a motion, we close the hearing.
And we're gonna,
Applications 20-20, 20-21, 20-22, and 20-23.
second, who second?
Second. Pete DeLucia.
Gonna pass. Second by Pete, all in favors?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any, we're gonna talk about the minutes from July 9, right? Let's see. who was it?
Correct.
We-
Mr. Hannah? Mr. Hannah,
Yes,
you, Juan, Michael, and Peter can accept the minutes.
okay. I need a motion to accept the minute.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes of July 9th, 2020, as read or as is.
Any second,
Second. Mike Sibbett.
all in favors?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, see you next week.
Wait a minute,
Two
wait. Wait,
Whatever.
Mr. Hannah. You're just trying to see if I'm paying attention.
You
So we
need
need a
what?
motion
To adjourn.
to adjourn.
Okay. Any motion
I make
to adjourn? Who second?
I'll second that. Juan Rivas,
All in favor?
Who made the motion?
Mr. Ruse,
Who made the motion? Thank
I
you.
did. Yep.
Second by
Yeah.
Rivas. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
And Joe, you did a
Sure,
really
yeah.
nice job. Thumbs up. Way to go.
Good.
Kept it moving.
I pass.